and welcome back to my freaking YouTube channel. I hope everyone is doing very well. In today's video I wanted to do kind of like a get ready with me whilst I give you guys some advice on things that I've learned in life at 19 years old. And yeah, it's gonna be just general advice. I actually made a video the other week and I watched it back and I didn't really like the way I was like articulating things, and the video just felt a bit too serious. So this time around we're gonna just do very chill vibes. Grab a drink, grab a tea, grab some snacks, do your makeup with me, and let's just have a freaking nice chat. Okay, first I need to put my headband on because I just washed my hair, as you can tell. It's very like dark outside, like very like gloomy outside today. But how's everyone doing? Is everyone okay? Did everyone have a good week so far? I know it's Wednesday, so fingers crossed no one's had a rough flipping week. What is this? Oh my god, I've just realised I have a pimple there. That's really fun. So hopefully you've had an absolute amazing week so far, because that is what you deserve. But also, if anyone else has any like other advice or tips that they want to give to other people, comment them down below. But yeah, first I'm going to start with toner. I feel like I don't even need to tell you guys what I even do for my skincare or makeup anymore, because it's always the same thing. It's never going to change, and if it does change, I will obviously let you guys know. But anyway, so today I want to talk about everything, well not everything, but some pieces of advice and things that I've learned as a 19-year-old so far in my life. Okay, my first piece of advice would be to never tolerate someone being disrespectful or rude to you and allow it to keep happening. Of course, sometimes things happen. People say, you know, mean things and they don't mean it. And I'm never like against giving someone a second chance, because I always give someone a second chance, because we're all living for the first time. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. But if you repeat those mistakes, then it's not a mistake. Like, you're doing it on purpose. This is really not okay. Anyways, so if you're tolerating behavior where someone keeps continually doing the same thing over and over again to you, then that's literally just telling them, hey, it's okay for me to behave this way. But it's really not, because you're actually not okay with it. You're just too scared to stand up for yourself. Okay, guys, I just have to clean up my eyebrows because they were looking a bit funky. Also popped this pimple. Probably shouldn't have done that, but it's fine. As I was saying, yeah, don't keep someone in your life just because you love them and you can't come to terms with the fact that they are not good for you. It's a really big pill to swallow, and it's really hard to kind of tell someone, even though like you love them and you want them in your life and you appreciate them, that something that they're doing is hurting you. But if you really think about it, if you've told someone multiple times, hey, this hurts my feelings, you know, you've been rude to me, you've just been disrespectful, whatever, and they keep doing it, do they really love you? Because if they really loved you, they wouldn't even dare to do anything that would hurt you. Or obviously people make mistakes, like I said, but repeatedly is not a mistake. So just think about that. And also, this kind of leads me on to my other point, where it's like, don't be scared to be alone. I know it can be a very like daunting feeling. When I was younger, I would keep people around just because I didn't want to like be by myself and like hang out by myself at break alone, which is like fine, because I mean I was a child, I didn't really know better. But if I could go back and not waste so much time with certain people, I feel like I'd probably be further in life and have more growth. But everything is a lesson. Take everything as it freaking goes. But yeah, just don't keep people in your life just because you're scared to be alone, because at the end of the day, this is your life and you shouldn't be around people that make you miserable and make you sad no matter how much you love them. Some people, a lot of people, are meant to come into your life and they don't have to stay there. The amount of people in my life that have come and gone over the few years, over the 19 years that I've been alive, is ridiculous. But every single person that has been in my life has taught me a lesson. So I'm never like, Obviously I'm upset that I'm not friends with certain people anymore, whatever, but everyone's taught me something, at least from that experience of being their friend or being their partner, whatever, or knowing them as just a person, that I don't really like to live in regret. Obviously, like, I'm upset. Obviously, you're allowed to be upset about certain situations, but never let it get you to the point where it's like, I'm going to keep them in my life just because I love them. It's like, no, like, you can love someone from a distance, because remember, you love yourself more than you love someone else, or at least you should, because again, you were born alone, you're going to die alone. That's what I'm saying. I look really, like, what is this and what is this? This is really concerning. It looks like I've been beaten up, but I haven't. And I have slept like 6 hours, so I don't really know what's going on here. Sorry for the slight angle change. My whole tripod just decided to fall. It's great. Anyways, I feel like if you take anything from this video, please take those first 2 tips, because honestly, like, surrounding yourself with people that you just don't need to surround yourself with is so unnecessary. With family members, what I do is I just emotionally, like, kind of disconnect from, like, the conversation. If something rude is said to me, I won't even, like, take it personally, because it's just everything to do with that person than yourself. Because why, you have to think about, why would someone be unnecessarily rude to you, disrespectful to you, unkind to you? It's because there's something within themselves that they need to fix. You know, it might not be like that they're insecure, because not everyone is, even if they're rude. But there has to be, like, some unresolved trauma or something inside of them that is something that they can't even fathom to, like, start to heal. So they just try and, like, reflect it onto other people to make themselves feel better. But it's not really a good coping mechanism, because it just gets them feeling worse and worse. I know this is quite hard, but another thing I would also say is to never let a relationship define your life, because if you do that, you will lose yourself. Like, there's not even, like, a doubt about that. You will lose yourself, and when the second that relationship ends, you won't know who you are, because you've relied on that person for your happiness for such a long time. And I've done this a lot, and I'm still learning to not do this. I'm self-aware that I do it, but I really struggle to kind of separate myself as, like, an individual when I'm in a relationship. But I've definitely, like, been better at it over the past few years. I saw this quote on TikTok once, and it was, like, a girl sleeping over at her boyfriend's, and he was still asleep at, like, I don't know, 8 a.m. or something, 9 a.m, doesn't matter. And she let him sleep, and she got up, she went on a walk, she made herself a drink, and she read her book, whatever, because she said she loved herself longer than she's ever loved him. And I thought that was such a beautiful quote, because sometimes, even when I'm at a friend's house, like, I'll, like, sleep over and I'll wait for them to, like, wake up. But, like, you can, like, you know, get up, you can read your book, you can start your day, like, you can still you can still put yourself first, if that makes sense. Why does my voice sound so raspy? What's going on? But yeah, and I made that mistake a lot, where it's like I would put someone else's routine over mine. So if my ex would go to sleep at, like, 2 a.m, I would, like, try to wait until 2 a.m to go to sleep at the same time as them, or, like, get to talk to them more. Do you know what I mean? Rather than prioritizing my sleep and my routine, my health, my mental well-being. And I'm not saying, you know, you can't ever, like, change up your routine, whatever, here and there. But putting someone else's needs over yours is something that we don't do around here. We don't do that on this channel. I try to remember that quote when I'm in a relationship, and, you know, I want to, you know, lay in bed longer with them or whatever, but I also want to go and start my day and, you know, I don't know, take a shower, go out, to go to the gym, whatever. Like, don't wait for someone else to start your day, you know, and live your life. Like, personally, I think when you're dating someone, you should have similar routines and similar lifestyles. Obviously, not everything has to be the same, because it's nice to be around someone that's different to you. But if one person's going to sleep at 3 a.m. and you're going to sleep at 11 p.m. every night, do you really think that's going to work out? I mean, in some situations, yes, but the more things that you have like that, the different your lives will be. It'll be harder to meet up. It'll be harder for you to not lose yourself in that relationship, if that makes sense. Okay, I think today I'm gonna do potentially a full face because this is really scaring me. Like, this camera quality is really fucking good. Oh my god, you can see all my fucking flaws. This is scary, guys. I don't know why I'm doing a full face because I'm not even going out today for a long time, but I just felt like doing a full face today. Another thing that I've actually learned, and this might honestly sound obvious, but I feel like everyone these days is like, grind, chase your goals, da-da-da-da. And there's nothing wrong with chasing your goals. There's absolutely nothing wrong. But this took me the longest time to figure out because genuinely I would be working 60-hour weeks and be flexing to everyone, guys, like I'm getting my money up, like my life is together, like look at what I'm doing at such a young age, da-da-da-da. And that's great because it's such a great achievement that I was working so many hours and getting paid really well. But I had no time for myself. I didn't have a good sleeping schedule. I didn't maintain my friendships properly. I didn't maintain my health. I wasn't eating good. My mental health was in shambles, fucking shambles. I was just really, really depressed and I had no time for myself at all. And it was honestly, I really don't know how I managed to do that. And I did that for like 6 months straight. And again, there's nothing wrong with working hard because I know in this economy, we need to work hard. We need to pay for things. We need to pay for our bills and stuff like that, of course. But if you're young and you have the ability to not work, for example, 60-hour weeks like I was doing, just don't. And I understand like work ethic is very, like I really value my work ethic. I think I'm very like strong-willed. I'm very determined to chase my goals and I have a lot of ambition and drive behind me, a lot of discipline as well. A lot of people have said that I'm also very hardworking, da-da-da-da. But I literally completely lost myself when I was working that job and picking up so many hours because I had no time for myself. And how are you ever meant to live a happy life when all you're doing is working and not having any time to rest? Now I only limit myself to working 4 days a week, which sometimes even is like still too much for me, but it's honestly a really good balance because then I have some days where I can go see my friends, I can just rest in bed and just like practice my hobbies and just discover like who I am. Because when I was working all the time, I had no time to like sit and think about what do I actually like to do. Like I like going to the gym, I like dancing, but I've had no time to do these things. Although it's important to put your goals first and have that drive and have that ambition, because it's such a good thing to have goals and to have things that you want to achieve in life and having like a good mindset to go and achieve them, and you want to work hard and you're willing to put the effort in. Just don't forget to rest. Don't neglect yourself, because especially if you're young and like, you know, you're chasing your goals and it's like, you know, you will get there. Like your goals are there for a reason. You will get there. You're hardworking, you're determined. You will achieve your goals no matter how long it takes. But also enjoy the process and don't rush, because think about it, when you actually get your goal and then you think about it, you're like, wait, but I don't know who I am because I've completely lost myself in this process of chasing my freaking goals. Don't be that person. Now I'm gonna do some concealer. We've got the Maybelline Fit Me one and then the Dior one. As you can see, they're like 2 different shades and I just mixed them. Now this is kind of on a completely different side of what I was just talking about, but you know what really annoys me? It really annoys me when people do not have discipline. I feel like a lot of people in this generation, my skin is so itchy now that I've put on makeup, fucking hell. I feel like a lot of people in this generation have no fucking motivation to do anything or have no discipline to do anything. And to me, that is literally the biggest turn off. Like, I will not be your friend if you're not doing anything. Because genuinely, I'm not surrounding myself with people that are fucking balmy. Okay, we're not doing that, guys. We're not doing that. If the 5 people that you hang around with are smoking, doing drugs, going to parties every single night, you're going to be next, okay? Unless you have some severe, like, self-control, you're going to be next. And even if you do have such good self-control that you don't end up doing those activities, it will still affect you in some way. Anyways. But what I'm trying to say is don't, like, say that you're going to do something and then you don't do it, because you're then doing a dishonor to yourself. And it's like, you're not going to trust yourself. Like, you're going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to start going to the gym 3 times every week, and then you don't do that. It's like, you're going to get depressed and you're going to start thinking that everything that you say isn't true. Do you know what I mean? And you're going to lose any trust that you've built with yourself. And you could honestly, if you struggle with this, I would say like start off with something really small. Like, every morning I'm going to make my bed, and then you make your bed every morning. And then once you start getting into routine with that, you can say, okay, I'm going to do my skincare every morning. I'm going to brush my teeth every morning. I'm going to go to the gym once a week. And then you can build it up slowly. Don't start with a big goal, because then you're going to overwork yourself and then you're going to give up and not do anything. So just take it slowly, take it day by day, and you will get there and you will build your goals. Like, just, I feel like a lot of people just dive into it deeply, like especially when it's like New Year's. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm gonna start going to the gym 5 days a week, and then they all quit within like 2 weeks because it's an unrealistic goal. You've not been going to the gym at all, and suddenly you're gonna go 5 days a week. You don't even know what you're doing. Okay, just calm it down, Susan. Anyways, my makeup looks so good in the mirror, but on camera it looks fucking disgusting, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. Another thing I'd say is, honestly, don't take life so seriously. Obviously, there is things in life you do need to take seriously. Your education, going to work, picking the right friends, picking the right partner, doing things that make you happy. But honestly, don't think that everything is so serious. And I only recently like have started thinking like this in the past few months, because I'm a very like mature person for my age, because I've gone through a lot of things that have made me mature. But I almost forgot to like have fun with life, because I thought life is just like depressing as fuck, and you know, we're all gonna die anyway, so there's nothing really to be like happy about, you know. But genuinely recently I have completely like changed that mindset. And yes, of course, I'm still serious about the things I need to be serious about, but I allow myself to not take certain things seriously. Like, for example, if someone's being, like I said earlier, if someone's being rude to me, I'm not gonna think about that for the next 3 weeks. Oh my god, this person was rude to me, maybe they're right, da-da-da-da. Like, no, like genuinely, life is not that serious. I really don't care what issues you have going on. You're just reflecting right now. Like, how about get a mirror? But even with certain things, like, I don't know, like 3 months ago I went to like a bouncy castle place, jumped around for an hour. It was so fun. Like, I normally wouldn't do that, because I'd be like, okay, that's kind of like boring, like, you know, grow up type of thing. But now it's like, whatever my friends want to do, I'm so down. You want to go to a restaurant, you want to go to a bouncy castle, you want to go to a theme park, you want to have a sleepover, like you want to go on a drive, anything, I'm so fucking down for. Because genuinely, like, I kept thinking that I'm like so old and like I'm so mature and stuff, and yes, I am mature, but I'm not old, and I still have so many like things ahead of me. And I just want to experience life, you know. Like, just don't lose yourself working on your goals. Basically, like, kind of what I said with my other point. But I'm gonna go and finish the rest of my makeup off camera, because this video is already quite long and I don't want to bore you guys. But let me know if you want more advice videos. I will probably insert a video at the end of this video to show you guys my makeup. But let me know if you have any other tips or tricks that you guys want to recommend to someone else. Comment it down below, and let me know if you like these videos. Let me know if you found this advice helpful. I honestly love making advice videos. I feel like I have a lot of things to talk about. But yeah, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching another video. We're almost at 100 subscribers. That's kind of scary, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having an amazing evening, day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever the flip you are in the world. And I love you, and I hope to see you in the next one.